Let's be real for a second. Have you ever felt like your AI assistant is a total rock star 1 minute and then a completely unreliable intern the next? Yeah, you are not alone. Today, we're going to dive into a super powerful new feature from Anthropic called Claude SKILLS. And it promises to solve this exact problem, turning your AI from a jack of all trades into a whole team of trained, specialized experts. So let's get into how it works. And honestly, this analogy just nails it, right? When you bring a new junior person onto your team, you don't just dump the entire company history on their desk and expect them to crush it on day one. No way. You train them, you give them specific tools, really clear instructions, and just the right info for the task at hand. This is the exact mindset we need to adopt when we're working with AI.
And that right there, that's the real problem for so many of us who use these tools seriously. One day, the AI gives you a perfect data analysis. The very next day, it starts making up numbers or totally misunderstands the same exact request. You know what I'm talking about. That inconsistency is a massive roadblock. It kills productivity and, maybe more importantly, it kills trust. You just can't build reliable workflows on a shaky foundation.
So how do we fix this whole mess? Well, this is where Claude skills come in. And this isn't just another fancy way to write a prompt. This is a fundamental change in how we can instruct and, maybe more importantly, constrain the AI to perform really specific, repeatable tasks with absolute precision.
Okay, the real game changer here is that last part, the ability for a skill to run deterministic code. See, a skill isn't just a clever prompt, it's a whole package of instructions, reference files, and even actual Python scripts. What that means is, for certain jobs, the output isn't a creative guess by the AI model. It's the predictable, repeatable result of code being executed. Every single time.
So to really get why this is such a big deal, we need to see how skills fit in with the tools that already exist in Claude, like projects or subagents. You might have heard of them. Let's break down exactly what makes skills so different. The crucial thing to see here is that each of these tools has its own job. Projects are fantastic for team collaboration, right? A shared knowledge base for everyone. Subagents are awesome for breaking down a huge task in one conversation, like telling one agent to handle the front-end code while another one tackles the back-end. But skills are designed for one thing, creating a reusable, super reliable expert for a very specific job. And notice that key weakness for projects? Context rot. This is a huge, huge problem that skills were literally built to solve. Think back to our junior teammate analogy. Imagine you give them 10 different brand guides, 3 years of financial reports, and the entire company's Slack history, just to write one little social media post. They'd be completely overwhelmed. They might grab the wrong info, get confused. That's context rot. And the exact same thing happens to AI. Too much information actually makes it perform worse. And that's exactly how skills beat this. They are precision instruments. When you activate a skill, it loads only the specific context files and instructions it needs for that one job. Nothing more, nothing less. This laser focus prevents that context rot. And when you combine it with running actual code, it delivers that incredible reliability we've all been searching for. Okay, theory is great, but let's see what this actually looks like. Let's get our hands dirty. We're going to walk through 2 really powerful examples that show how Skills Joe can take you from a mess of raw data to some seriously polished creative content. First up, a problem I'm sure we've all faced. You've got a ton of raw data from your marketing campaigns, and you need to make sense of it, fast, and you need it to be accurate. This is the perfect test for an AI. So here's our starting point. You know the drill, right? A standard spreadsheet, just rows and columns of numbers. Now, if you just upload this to a generic AI and say, hey, give me some insights, well, the results can be a total roll of the dice. It might misunderstand a column, miscalculate a total, or just plain make up a number. Not good. But when you use a custom skill, the output looks like this. It's clean, it's accurate, and it's actually actionable. So why the huge difference? Because the skill wasn't just reading the data and guessing. It was running a pre-written Python script that told it exactly how to calculate spend, revenue, and profit. It's not guessing, it's computing. And that is the difference between a helpful suggestion and a report you can actually trust. All right, let's switch gears from crunching numbers to something a bit more creative. What if you could build a skill that acts like your own personal ghostwriter, taking your short-form ideas and expanding them into amazing long-form content? Now, this is where it gets a little meta, but it's so cool. You actually use a skill to build another skill.
You launch a skill creator, you feed it some examples of your past newsletters so it can learn your specific style, that's the targeted context we talked about, and then you save it. Just like that, you've created a brand new, specialized expert that's ready to write for you. And check this out. This is a line the skill generated when it was expanding on a simple tweet about pricing. Price, pricing, market fit. I mean, come on, that's not just repeating information back. That is a genuinely insightful, creative leap that perfectly captures the original idea and makes it even more powerful. It's a banger. This really shows that constraints don't just create reliability, they can actually spark creativity.
So we've seen that skills are incredibly powerful tools, but this brings up a much bigger question. As the tools themselves get better and better, what's our role in making them effective? The whole conversation is starting to shift.
So here's something really interesting. A recent report from Ramp, a company that tracks business spending, actually showed a little dip in subscriptions for some AI tools. It kind of suggests that some businesses are off-ramping, maybe because they weren't getting those big productivity gains they were hoping for. So what's really going on here?
Well, the common assumption is pretty simple. The AI just isn't good enough yet. But the emerging reality is a lot more nuanced. It turns out the issue often isn't the tool itself. It's a lack of what people are starting to call AI fluency. It's the skill of knowing how to properly guide, instruct, and constrain these models to get the result you actually want. The problem isn't always the AI. Sometimes it's us.
And this is exactly why skills are such a critical development. They help bridge that fluency gap. They give us a structure to package our own expertise, our own rules, and our own context in a way the AI can perfectly understand and execute. It moves us away from just being prompters and into the role of being true AI managers, where we design, train, and deploy our own team of digital specialists.
So the takeaway here is pretty clear. The future of AI isn't just about building bigger, more powerful models. It's about building better ways for us to harness all that power. Tools like Claude SKILLS finally give us the controls we need to demand reliability and precision. Which really just leaves us with one final thought. The tools are getting smarter and more specialized every single day. The real question is, are we?